Before I tell you this story, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. And have you ever discovered that the person you thought was your enemy turned out to be your greatest protector? Because what happened to Emily Montgomery in 1875 will make you question everything you thought you knew about survival, trust, and love. Emily Montgomery never imagined that the worst day of her life would lead to the greatest love she'd ever know. But on June 24th, 1875, everything changed in ways she couldn't possibly predict. Her sister Margaret's laugh was the last normal sound Emily would hear that day. Margaret stood on the porch of their New Mexico homestead, holding 6-month-old Daniel, smiling at Emily as she emerged from the kitchen. Their mother's birthday cake sat cooling on the counter. Their father was mending fences. Everything was perfect, peaceful, ordinary. And then the riders came. 10 men appeared on the horizon, faces painted, war cries piercing the air, dressed in Apache clothing and armed to the teeth. Emily's father screamed for everyone to get inside, but there wasn't time. The attack was brutal and swift. Gunfire erupted. Emily's mother fell at the threshold. Her father dropped defending his home. Margaret ran back toward their parents and was struck down by a painted warrior. Emily stood frozen, Daniel screaming in her arms, watching her entire family die in seconds. One of the attackers turned toward her, his weapon raised. Emily didn't think. She just ran. She clutched Daniel and bolted through the house, out the back, into the scrubland beyond. Behind her, men shouted in what sounded like Apache. She ran until her lungs burned, until Daniel's screams became whimpers, until she found a small cave hidden behind brush. She crawled inside and waited for death. Hours passed in that darkness. The searchers eventually moved on. When Emily finally emerged at nightfall, smoke rose from where her home had been. They'd burned everything. Her family was gone. Her life was ashes. She had nothing but a baby and the clothes on her back. And she was alone in Apache territory, with killers hunting her. Emily chose a direction, east toward the nearest settlement 2 days away, and started walking. No food, no water, no weapon, just maternal instinct and desperate hope. She walked through the night, stumbling, falling, getting up, pushing forward. By dawn, she was delirious. Daniel was crying from hunger. She had nothing to give him. That's when she heard the horses. 3 Apache warriors appeared on horseback. Real warriors this time, traditional clothing, war paint, weapons. The one in front was tall, powerfully built, with obsidian eyes and a scar across his jaw. He looked at Emily with an expression she couldn't read. "Please," Emily whispered, backing away. "He's just a baby. Please." The warrior dismounted and walked toward her. Emily tried to run, but her legs gave out. She fell, curled around Daniel, protecting him with her body. "Don't hurt him," she sobbed. "Kill me if you want, but let him live." The warrior knelt beside her and spoke in Apache, firm but not cruel. Emily closed her eyes and waited for the blow. Instead, she felt hands lift her gently. The warrior picked her up like she weighed nothing, carried her to his horse and placed her on it. He climbed up behind her, one arm around her waist, holding her steady. They rode. Emily's mind raced with terror. These were Apache. They'd just attacked her family, and now they had her and Daniel. When they reached the Apache camp, Emily's terror peaked. This was where she'd die. But the warrior dismounted and spoke to an older woman with kind eyes. The woman led Emily into a wickiup, laid out furs, and gestured for her to sit. Then something unexpected happened. The woman left and returned with water, food, and a wet nurse, a young Apache woman with a nursing baby. The wet nurse held out her arms for Daniel. Emily's hands shook as she handed over the starving infant. She watched him nurse and calm, tears streaming down her face. These people had attacked her family, killed everyone, and now they were feeding Daniel? It made no sense. The tall warrior appeared in the doorway and spoke to the older woman. Then he turned to Emily. His English was accented but clear. You stay here. Do not leave. It is not safe outside. Emily's voice broke. You killed my family. How am I safe? You do not understand, the warrior said. No, I understand perfectly. Emily stood, rage overwhelming fear. You attacked us. You destroyed everything, and now you want me to believe I'm safe here? The warrior's jaw tightened. You will stay. That is final. Why? So you can finish what you started? You know nothing. You understand nothing. You will stay here. You will not leave. If you try, I will bring you back every time. So, I'm a prisoner. You are protected, the warrior corrected. Then he left. Emily sank back down, Daniel now content and sleeping. Protected? As if she'd believe that. These were the people who'd destroyed her life. And now they had her trapped. She looked at Daniel and made a silent promise. I will get us out of here. Whatever it takes. What Emily didn't know was that the warrior, Nahuel, son of the chief, had just saved her life. That the men who'd attacked her family weren't Apache at all. That the real danger was still hunting her. She didn't know any of that. All she knew was hate, fear, and the desperate need to escape. That night, Emily took Daniel and tried to run. She made it to the edge of camp before Nahuel appeared from the shadows, blocking her path. He spoke harsh, urgent Apache that sounded like a threat. But what Nahuel actually said was, the men who killed your family are tracking you. If you leave, they will find you and finish what they started. And this time, I cannot save you. Emily tried to escape 7 times in the first 2 weeks. Every single time Nahuel caught her. The first attempt, she'd made it a mile before he appeared on horseback and brought her back. The second, she'd hidden in a supply wagon. He found her within an hour. The third, fourth, fifth, each time he stopped her. Never rough, never cruel, but absolutely unyielding. Why won't you let me go? Emily demanded after the 7th attempt. What do you want from me? To keep you alive, Nahuel said simply. By making me a prisoner? By making you safe. I don't believe you. You people killed my family. Why would you protect me now? Nahuel's jaw tightened. You do not know what you think you know. Then tell me. But he just walked away. Always walked away. Never explained. Emily hated him. Hated all of them. Spent her days planning escape and her nights grieving. But Daniel was thriving. The wet nurse, Ayana, cared for him with genuine love. The older woman, Nalnish, brought Emily food and clothing and treated her with kindness Emily didn't want and couldn't understand. And the tribe itself wasn't what Emily expected. Children played and laughed. Women worked together. Men hunted and protected. Elders told stories. It was a community, a family. It was also the people Emily blamed for destroying hers. One morning, Nalnish came with a sick child, a 4-year-old girl burning with fever. She gestured to Emily, making drinking motions. The child needed water, care. Every instinct screamed at Emily to refuse. These were her enemies. Why should she help? But the child's eyes, huge, frightened, feverish, reminded Emily of Margaret when she was small and sick. Emily took the child, gave her water, bathed her forehead, sang lullabies. By evening, the fever broke. After that, people started coming to Emily. An elder with a cough, a child with a scraped knee, a woman with a difficult pregnancy. Emily helped, not because she forgave them, but because she couldn't watch suffering and do nothing. Daniel was growing. 6 months became 7, then 8. He was smiling, laughing, reaching for Emily. The only light in her darkness. And Nahuel was always there. Watching. Not threatening, just present. Emily noticed things about him despite herself. The way he was gentle with children. The way he listened to elders with respect. The way he moved, graceful, powerful, controlled. The way he looked at her sometimes with something that wasn't hate or desire, but something else. Something complicated. One afternoon, Emily was teaching Daniel to clap when Nahuel approached. You are good with him, Nahuel said. He's all I have left, Emily said coldly. He is lucky to have you. Emily looked up sharply. Why do you keep me here? Really? I deserve to know. Nahuel was quiet for a long moment. Because if I let you go, you will die, and I cannot allow that. Why do you care? We're nothing to you. You are wrong, Nahuel said quietly. Then he walked away again. That evening, Nalnish brought devastating news. Nahuel's betrothal ceremony was tomorrow night. He was promised to Kiona, daughter of the war chief. Beautiful, proud, Apache royalty. Of course he was promised. Not that Emily cared, she didn't care. He was her captor, her enemy. The fact that he was getting married meant nothing. She told herself that through the night, through the next day, through the ceremony itself. She watched from the shadows as Nahuel stood with Kiona. The tribe celebrated with music and dancing and joy, and Emily felt something sharp and painful in her chest that she refused to name. Kiona noticed her watching and approached after the ceremony. You are a white woman, Kiona said in heavily accented English. Why are you here? I don't want to be here. Then go. Nahuel won't let me. Kiona's eyes narrowed. Why he care? You are nothing. The words stung. You're right. I am nothing. So why does he keep me here? I do not know, but I do not like it. I do not like him looking at you. He doesn't look at me. You are blind, Kiona said. He looks. I see it, and I do not like it. She walked away, leaving Emily shaken. Nahuel looked at her? When? How had Emily not noticed? That night, Nahuel found Emily at the edge of camp. Come, he said. I want to show you something. Against her better judgment, Emily followed. He led her to a high point overlooking the valley. The sunset was gold and red and purple. Your family, Nahuel said quietly. Tell me about them. Emily wanted to refuse, but something in his voice loosened the words. My father built our home with his own hands. My mother made everything beautiful. My sister Margaret. Her voice broke. She laughed at everything. She had Daniel. Her husband died 3 months before the attack. We were helping her. We were a family. And now you are alone, Nahuel said. Yes. No, Nahuel corrected. You have Daniel, and you have protection here for as long as you need it. But not freedom. Freedom to die is not freedom. It is foolishness. Emily looked at him, really looked. You really believe you're protecting me? I know I am. From what? From who? Nahuel was quiet. From the men who killed your family, who are still looking for you, who will not stop until you and the child are dead. Emily's breath caught. What are you talking about? But Nahuel shook his head. Not yet. When it is time, you will understand everything. Nahuel, Emily called as he turned to leave. Congratulations. On your betrothal. Kiona is beautiful. Yes, Nahuel agreed. She is. But his voice was flat, empty. Emily stood on that ridge feeling confused and conflicted and dangerously close to something she absolutely could not feel. What she didn't see was the rider approaching camp in the distance, didn't hear the news he brought. A white man named Silas Brennan was gathering armed men, claiming the Apache had kidnapped his fiancée, planning to come take her back by force. Emily's former life was about to collide with her new one. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. She was walking past Nahuel's wickiup when she heard voices inside, Nahuel and 2 warriors speaking Apache. She understood nothing until one word broke through clearly in English. Bandits, then disguise, then attack, then Montgomery Ranch. Emily's blood went cold. They were talking about her family's murder, and they knew something they hadn't told her. The next morning, Emily confronted Nalnish. The attack on my family, you know something. Tell me. Nalnish looked uncomfortable and shook her head. Not my story to tell. Nahuel tell when time is right. The time is right now. But Nalnish walked away. Emily was furious. They'd been lying to her, keeping secrets while she grieved and raged, and blamed them for everything. That evening, she cornered Nahuel. "You're keeping secrets from me, about the attack, about what happened to my family." Nahuel's jaw tightened. "Yes." "Why?" "Because the truth is dangerous. More dangerous than letting me believe you people killed them." Nahuel took a breath and made a decision. "The men who attacked your family were not Apache." Emily froze. "What?" "They were white men. Bandits dressed as Apache to make it look like a tribal attack." The world tilted. "That's not possible. I saw them." "You saw costumes," Nahuel said. "Apache clothing, war paint. But they were not Apache. I know because my warriors and I were tracking them. We had received reports of bandits dressing as Apache, attacking settlements, causing conflict. We were hunting them when we heard gunfire from your ranch." Emily's mind reeled. "You were trying to stop them?" "Yes, but we arrived too late. Your parents were already gone. Your sister. We found you running with the baby. Found the bandits hunting you. We fought them off, killed 2. The rest fled. And I brought you here because they were still searching for you, still trying to finish their job." "Why?" Emily whispered. "Why would bandits attack my family?" "I do not know, but I know they want you dead. You and the child. There is a reason, something they fear you know or can do. And until I discover what it is, you are not safe." Emily sank onto a rock. Everything she'd believed for 2 months shattered. "I blamed you. I hated you. I thought you were my enemy." "I know," Nahuel said quietly. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because hate kept you from trying to leave. Fear kept you here, safe. If I told you the truth, that you were not my prisoner but under my protection, you might have run, tried to go back to your old life. And the bandits would have found you, killed you. So you let me think you were my captor?" "Yes. It was easier than the truth." "Which is?" Nahuel looked at her with eyes that held more than duty or protection. "That I care what happens to you. That watching you suffer hurts me. That I would die before I let anyone harm you or the child." Emily's breath caught. "Nahuel, do not say anything," he said quickly. "I am promised. I am Kiona's. What I feel does not matter." "What you feel does not matter," Nahuel said firmly. "You needed to know the truth, now you do. But nothing else has changed. Everything has changed," Emily said. "You're not my enemy. You saved us. You've been protecting us all along." "I am still Apache. You are still white. I am still promised. And you—" He paused. "You still have a life waiting. A man who loves you. Who is coming for you." Emily's heart stopped. "What?" "A man named Silas Brennan. He has been gathering men in the settlement. Says you are his fiancé. Says we kidnapped you. He is coming to take you back." Silas. Emily had completely forgotten. In 2 months of grief and fear and confusion, she'd forgotten about Silas Brennan, her betrothed, the man she'd promised to marry. They'd been planning an October wedding. Silas was a good man, strong, respectable. He owned land near her family's ranch. He'd courted her properly, done everything right. Emily had accepted because it was time. Because at 24, she needed to marry. Because Silas was safe and solid. But she'd never loved him. Not really. Not the way Margaret had loved John. Not with fire or passion or the feeling that she'd die without him. Until now. Until she'd spent 2 months with a man who made her heart race, who challenged her, who saw her strength, who protected her and infuriated her and made her feel alive in a way Silas never had. "You love him," Nahuel said. It wasn't a question. "No," Emily said honestly. "I agreed to marry him, but I don't love him. You will return to him anyway. It is right. It is proper. You belong in his world, not mine." "And what if I don't want to return?" "You must, Because if you stay, I cannot. He closed his eyes. I am promised. I will honor my word even if it kills me. And I'm supposed to do the same? Marry a man I don't love because it's proper? Yes, because your heart is not the only one that matters. Kiona has waited for me, given me her trust. I will not betray that, no matter what I feel. So we both sacrifice ourselves for honor, for duty, Emily said bitterly, while we want what we cannot have. Nahuel finished quietly. They stood there in the dying light, so close, so far apart. I should go, Emily whispered. Yes. But neither moved. Finally, Nahuel stepped back. When Silas comes, I will let you go. I will tell him everything. Give him proof that we are not your enemies, and you will return to your life. Marry him, raise Daniel, be safe. And you'll marry Kiona. Yes. And we'll forget this, forget each other. No, Nahuel said, his voice breaking. I will never forget you, but I will let you go, because that is what honor demands. He walked away, leaving Emily standing alone, crying for a love that had grown in the most impossible place, and now had to die for the most impossible reasons. Over the following days, Emily tried to convince herself it was for the best. Nahuel was right. She belonged in the white world. Silas would give her stability, safety, a good life. But every time she saw Nahuel with Kiona preparing for their wedding, set for 2 weeks away, something inside Emily cracked. One afternoon, Kiona approached her. Walk with me. It wasn't a request. They walked to a quiet spot near the river. You love him, Kiona said abruptly. I don't know what. Do not lie. I see how you look at each other, how you try not to look, how you hurt. Emily said nothing. He loves you too, Kiona continued. This I know. He's promised to you. He'll honor that. Yes, he will. Because he is honorable man, but honor does not make love. It makes duty. I don't understand. If you know he loves me, why are you still? Because I am proud. Because I was promised him since childhood. Because I want what I want. Kiona paused. But I am learning that wanting and having are different things, and forcing someone to stay when their heart is elsewhere. That is not love. That is possession. What are you saying? I am saying nothing yet. But I am watching. And when white man comes for you, when you must choose, I will be watching then too. To see if you are brave enough to choose what you want, or if you, like Nahuel, will choose duty over heart. She walked away, leaving Emily more confused than ever. That night, the shout went up. Riders! Emily rushed outside. Nahuel was already organizing warriors, defensive positions. And then Emily saw them, 20 armed men on horseback carrying rifles. At the front, on a gray horse, was Silas Brennan. Her former life had finally caught up to her present one. Silas rode into camp demanding Emily's return. Nahuel stepped forward to negotiate. Emily watched from the crowd, and then she saw him. A tall man with a scarred cheek who kept his face partially hidden. Her blood went cold. She knew that face. She'd seen it the day of the attack. That was one of the men who'd killed her family, and he was riding with Silas. Emily's scream cut through the tension. That man! She pointed at the scarred man. He was there! He attacked my family! He murdered them! Chaos erupted. Silas wheeled his horse around. Emily! Emily! That man! Emily ran forward, Nahuel instantly at her side. The one with the scar. He was part of the group that attacked us. He killed my parents, my sister. The scarred man bolted, tried to run, but Apache warriors moved faster. They surrounded him, weapons drawn. What's she talking about? Silas demanded, dismounting. He looked at Emily, really looked. My God, Emily, you're alive. You're really alive. We all thought the Apache had... The Apache saved me, Emily corrected. They rescued me from the men who attacked us. Men like him. She pointed at the trapped bandit. Nahuel spoke, his English careful and clear. You brought enemy into our camp. Man who kills families, dresses as Apache to start war. That's insane, Silas said. But he was looking at the scarred man, sweating, nervous, guilty. Is it? Nahuel gestured to his warriors. They dragged the man forward, forced him to his knees. Talk. I don't know what she's talking about, the man protested. You are lying. I saw you that day. You and 9 others dressed as Apache, killing white family, starting conflict. We tracked you, killed 2 of yours. You fled. Prove it. Nahuel spoke in Apache. A warrior ran to a wickiup, returned with a bundle. Nahuel unwrapped it. Apache clothing, but wrong. Cheap imitations. The kind white men might wear as costume. Blood-stained. Torn. We took these from dead bandits, Nahuel said. The ones we killed defending Emily's family. The ones who dressed as us to hide their crimes. He threw the clothing at Silas's feet. Silas stared. Garrett, what the hell is this? It's a lie, Garrett said desperately. They're trying to frame. You knew my family was dead, Emily said quietly. How did you know, Garrett? The attack was in an isolated area. News shouldn't have reached town for days. But you knew immediately, didn't you? Garrett's face went pale. You knew because you were there. You killed them. And then you rode to town and spread the story that Apache had attacked, to cover your tracks, to start a war that would hide your crimes. Why? Silas demanded. Why would you attack the Montgomerys? They were good people. The child, a new voice said. Everyone turned. An older man in Silas's group stepped forward. He looked sick, guilty. It was about the child. Garrett, tell them or I will. Shut up, Wallace. No, I've carried this guilt long enough. Wallace looked at Emily. Your brother-in-law, John. Before he died, he found something. A gold deposit on his land. A rich one. He filed a claim, made the baby, Daniel, his heir. Emily's breath caught. Gold? Yes. Word got out. Men like Garrett, they wanted that land, wanted the claim. But legally it belonged to Daniel. So they decided to... He couldn't finish. Kill everyone, Emily finished numbly. Kill everyone who could protect him. Kill everyone who knew about the claim. And take him. Control his inheritance. We didn't know you'd escape, Wallace said. Didn't know you'd save the baby. You weren't supposed to survive. The words hung in the air. Horrible. Unforgivable. Silas looked horrified. You're telling me you killed an entire family for gold? For money? I didn't kill anyone, Wallace protested. I was just supposed to spread the Apache story. I didn't know they were going to... I thought it was just intimidation. But you didn't stop it, Emily said coldly. You helped cover it up. You're just as guilty. Silas turned to his other men. Did anyone else know about this? Silence. Head shaking. These were good men who'd been lied to. Arrest them, Silas said. Garrett, Wallace, anyone else involved. We're taking them back to stand trial. No trial, Garrett said. Suddenly, he had a gun aimed at Emily. I'm not hanging for this. I'm taking the woman and the child and I'm leaving. Anyone tries to stop me, she dies. Everything happened at once. Nahuel moved like lightning, slammed into Emily, knocked her aside. The gun went off. Nahuel fell. Emily screamed. Apache warriors swarmed Garrett, disarmed him, held him down. But Emily was on the ground beside Nahuel, blood spreading across his shoulder. No, 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 Nahuel! His eyes opened. Are you hurt? Am I hurt? Emily sobbed. You've been shot! But you are safe, Nahuel said. That is what matters. Kiona appeared, knelt on Nahuel's other side. She saw the wound, saw the way Nahuel was looking at Emily, saw the way Emily was holding him, and Kiona understood, finally, completely. Take him, Kiona said to warriors. Get medicine woman, now. They carried Nahuel away. Emily tried to follow, but Kiona stopped her. Let me. No, we talk first, you and me. But he will be fine, shoulder wound, painful, but not deadly. He will heal. But you and we must speak truth now before more damage is done. Kiona pulled Emily aside, away from the chaos. You love him, Kiona said. Do not deny it again. I love him, Emily admitted. The words poured out. I love him, and I don't know when it happened, but it did. And I know he's yours, and I know I should leave, but I can't imagine not seeing him every day, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I love him. Kiona was quiet for a long moment. He loves you too. This I have known for weeks, but he is too honorable to break his word, too honorable to hurt me, so he suffers. You suffer. And she paused. I possess a man whose heart belongs to another. What kind of marriage is that? A tragic one. Yes, so I make choice. I release him from promise, from obligation. He is free to choose his heart. Kiona, you don't have to. I do, because love that is taken is not love at all. It is prison, and I will not be anyone's prison. I want man who chooses me, who loves me with full heart. Nahuel's heart is yours, so I give him to you, and I go find man whose heart is mine. Are you sure? No, Kiona said honestly. I am hurt, I am angry, I am sad, but I am also sure, because Apache do not force love. We honor truth, and truth is you and Nahuel belong together. She walked away, head high, proud even in sacrifice. Emily stood there shaking, free. Nahuel was free, they were free, but there was still Silas. He approached carefully. Emily, we need to talk. They found a quiet place, sat, both knowing what was coming. You love him, Silas said, the Apache warrior. Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't expect to. But yes, I love him. Silas nodded slowly. I can see it. The way you looked at him when he fell. The way you stayed by his side. I've never seen you look at me like that. I'm so sorry. Don't be. I always knew you didn't love me. Not really. I thought maybe love would come after marriage, after time. But now I see love doesn't come on command. It just happens. And it happened to you with him. I'm so sorry, Emily whispered. Don't be. I'm sad. I'm disappointed. But I'm also... He paused. Relieved. Because you deserve love, Emily. Real love. The kind that makes you willing to die for someone. He has that love for you. I saw it when he took that bullet. And you have it for him. That's rare. That's precious. So I'll let you go. I'll tell everyone what really happened. That you were rescued, not kidnapped. That you chose to stay. That you found love and a home here. I'll protect Daniel's inheritance. Make sure those bandits hang. And I'll go home. His voice cracked slightly. And I'll remember the woman I almost married. And I'll wish her every happiness, even if it's not with me. Emily hugged him. Thank you. For understanding. For being kind. For being you. Take care of yourself, Silas said. And take care of that warrior. He's a good man. The best, Emily agreed. Silas left with his men, taking the captured bandits, taking the news of justice to the settlement, taking Emily's old life with him. And Emily ran to find Nahuel. But before she could reach him, shouts erupted outside. The remaining bandits, ones who'd escaped the first attack, had tracked Garrett to the Apache camp. And now they were attacking, not for gold, for revenge, and they brought fire. The attack came at twilight. 5 bandits, armed, desperate. They'd lost their leader, lost their plan, lost their chance at gold. But they had rage and weapons, and nothing left to lose. They came firing, set wiki-ups ablaze, screamed threats. Give us the woman and the brat, the leader shouted. They've cost us everything. We're not leaving without them. The Apache responded with warrior fury, defended their home, their people. But the bandits had surprise and desperation on their side. Emily grabbed Daniel and tried to find cover. Nalnish appeared, pulled them toward an underground storage space. Stay here, do not come out. But Nahuel, he's injured. He can't fight. He fights anyway. Is warrior. Now stay. Protect child. Nalnish left. Emily huddled in the darkness with Daniel, listening to gunfire, screaming, chaos. She couldn't stay hidden, couldn't let people die protecting her. Emily looked at Daniel. I love you, she whispered, and I'm going to keep you safe. I promise. She tucked him deep in the storage space, covered him with furs, kissed his forehead. Then she emerged into chaos, wiki-ups burning, warriors fighting, women and children being evacuated, blood, smoke, terror. Emily saw one of the bandits corner an elderly woman, raise his gun. Emily ran, grabbed a fallen branch, swung with everything she had. The branch connected with the bandit's head. He dropped. The elderly woman stared at Emily in shock, then nodded gratitude and ran. Emily turned and saw another bandit. This one she recognized. He'd been there at her ranch. She'd seen him kill her father. Rage consumed her. You! Emily screamed. The bandit turned, recognized her, smiled. There you are. Been looking for you. You murdered my family. Business. Nothing personal. It was personal to me. He raised his gun. Emily dove. The shot missed. And then Nahuel was there, wounded shoulder and all. He moved between Emily and the bandit. You will not touch her. You're injured. The bandit laughed. You can barely stand. I can stand long enough. They fought hand to hand. The bandit was healthy, but Nahuel was skilled, trained, desperate, angry. Nahuel disarmed him, brought him down, held him at knife point. Give me one reason why I should not end you now. Because I'm worth more alive, the bandit gasped. I can testify. Name names. Tell who paid us, who wanted the land. There's a bigger conspiracy. Kill me and you'll never know. Nahuel looked at Emily. Your choice. He killed your family. Justice is yours. Emily looked at the man who destroyed her life, who'd murdered her parents, her sister, who'd tried to kill her and Daniel. Every fiber screamed for revenge. But Margaret's voice echoed in her memory. Revenge doesn't bring back the dead, Emmy. It just makes more death. Take him to Silas, Emily said quietly. Let him hang legally. Let justice be done right. Nahuel nodded, handed the bandit to other warriors. The fight was ending. The other bandits captured or fled. The fires being controlled. The tribe safe. Emily ran back to the storage space, found Daniel exactly where she'd left him, crying but unharmed. She pulled him out, held him tight, sobbed into his soft hair. It's over. It's finally over. Emily, she turned. Nahuel stood there, blood on his shoulder, exhaustion on his face, but alive, safe. You fought, he said. You protected my people. They're my people too now, Emily said. If you'll have me. If I will? Nahuel's voice broke. Emily, I have wanted you since the first moment I saw you running through the desert, protecting a child, fierce and terrified and so very brave. I have wanted you every day since, but I was promised. I had duty. Kiona released you. She told me you're free. And you, your Silas, let me go, said I deserved real love, and I do. We both do. Nahuel closed the distance between them, cupped her face with his good hand. I love you. I love your strength, your kindness, the way you care for others before yourself, the way you fought for a child who was not yours, the way you survived when everything was taken. I love you. And I want, if you want, to build a life with you here, with our people. Our people, Emily repeated. Yes, that's what I want. You, this life, this tribe, this love. Nahuel kissed her then, deep, desperate, full of weeks of wanting and waiting and sacrifice. When they pulled apart, both were crying. We have lost so much, Nahuel said. Both of us. But perhaps loss brought us to exactly where we were meant to be. Perhaps, Emily agreed. The weeks that followed were about rebuilding. The burned Wickiups were reconstructed. The injured healed. The bandits were taken for trial, where they confessed everything, named co-conspirators, exposed the full conspiracy around Daniel's gold claim. Silas ensured Daniel's inheritance was protected, set up a legal trust, made sure the child's future was secure. And Emily and Nahuel planned their wedding, 2 ceremonies, respecting both worlds Emily had lived in. On a crisp September morning, under blue sky and golden sun, Emily became Nahuel's wife. She wore a blend of both worlds, white dress with Apache beadwork, her hair woven with feathers, Margaret's locket at her throat. Nahuel wore traditional warrior clothing, proud, strong, scarred from protecting the woman he loved. Daniel was there, toddling now, laughing, thriving. Nalnish was there, crying happy tears, saying she'd always known Emily belonged. Kiona was there with a new suitor, a warrior from another tribe who looked at her like she hung the moon. Both women nodded to each other. Respect between rivals turned friends. Silas sent a gift, a letter, well wishes, and the deed to Emily's family land, recovered from the conspiracy, given freely to the tribe as a peace offering. When Emily and Nahuel spoke their vows, Emily said, "You saved my life. But more than that, you gave me a reason to want to live again. You showed me that families can be found, not just born. That home is people, not places. That love is worth fighting for, even when the whole world says it's wrong. I choose you today, tomorrow, forever." Nahuel's vows were simpler. "You are my heart. You were from the first moment. You will be until the last. Everything I am, everything I have, it is yours. Today, tomorrow, forever." They danced, they feasted, they celebrated life and love and the miracle of finding each other in the ashes of loss. And when night fell and stars emerged, Emily and Nahuel stood on their ridge, the place that had become theirs, and looked out at the valley. "Do you miss it?" Nahuel asked. "Your old life?" Emily thought about it honestly. "I miss my family. I'll always miss them. But my old life? No. That life was half-lived, safe, but not full. This," she gestured at the camp, at their people, at him. "This is full. This is real. This is home." "Good," Nahuel said, "because I am never letting you go." "Good," Emily echoed, "because I'm never leaving." They stood there, 2 people who'd lost everything, who'd found each other in tragedy, who'd built love from ashes and hope from despair. Emily had lost her whole family in an attack, but she'd saved one life, Daniel's. And in saving him, she'd found a new family, a new home, a new love. Sometimes the worst moments lead to the best destinations. Sometimes loss clears space for something beautiful. Sometimes the people who seem like enemies are actually saviors. And sometimes love grows in the most unexpected places, in the space between grief and healing, between captivity and freedom, between hate and understanding. Emily had learned all of that, had lived it, had survived it. And now, standing with Nahuel under the stars, with Daniel sleeping peacefully and a tribe who'd become family surrounding them, Emily finally felt something she hadn't felt since before the attack. Peace. Complete, perfect peace. She lost her whole family in an attack, saved only a baby. When the Apache came for her, she thought she'd lost everything else too. But the warrior who'd taken her wasn't her enemy. He was her protector, fighting to save her from the men who destroyed her life. The bandits who'd killed her family, dressed as Apache, starting a war to hide their greed. They met justice at the end of a rope. Silas, the good man who'd loved her, let her go with grace, choosing her happiness over his own. Kiona, the proud woman who'd been promised Nahuel, released him with dignity, knowing love can't be forced. And Emily chose a new family, a new home, and a love so powerful it healed wounds she thought would bleed forever. She raised Daniel in both worlds, teaching him about the family that birthed him and the family that saved him. And when he was old enough to ask why his Aunt Emily married an Apache warrior, she told him the truth. Sometimes the best things come from the worst moments. Sometimes our enemies are our angels. And sometimes love finds us when we've stopped looking and gives us everything we never knew we needed. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and tell me in the comments which moment moved you most. Was it Nahuel taking the bullet, Kiona's noble sacrifice, or Silas's graceful goodbye? Subscribe now because you won't want to miss our next incredible story of love, survival, and second chances. Every story has the power to change how we see the world. Don't miss a single one.